Change. The universal video. Okay, so this is inspired by a girl who literally wanted me to stop getting at girls intellectually and literally just treat them like a piece of meat. Just treat girls like a piece of meat. It doesn't matter if you literally have a girl relationship with them. It doesn't matter if you have anything that's catchy. You don't have anything like Lily. She's like, you know what you're doing, Garrus? You're making it harder for girls like me who get away with being a slut without giving guys anything. He's like, I actually have to have a personality now. That's how it should be. Like, no, the old way it should be. Women shouldn't have a personality. Go look up. We're not meant to have the personality. You're meant to entertain us and stuff like that. Like, no, you're meant to be exclusively exchange. Whatever I'm lacking, you're supposed to fill in. Not you not doing anything at all. That's stupid as fuck. This girl Lily wants to go back to Lily just being able to hang around and give herself attention just to be noticed instead of actually being an intellectual. That's her form of retardation. We can't just get with girls because of looks. We have to get with girls because of multiple reasons. You can't literally take looks over anything. I'm going to tell you this right now fucking now. Stop thinking that Lily, sex is the same thing as love. And stop thinking that sex is a connected degree. I can fuck a girl I don't like and I'll love it. But will I stay after if I don't like her personality? No. But is it gonna feel better if I do it with someone I love? Of course. Of course. You don't understand. Like, sex is sex. You don't understand. It's just a fucking drug. It's a really good strain of weed. When you fuck a girl that's really fine, it's gonna feel better than jack it off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. So you can take it for what it is. You can have the good sex now and not deal with her later because you deal with a real one later. That is how game works, okay? Because if she's not willing to put her personality in check, she has to do some homework in order to get a better personality in order for me to actually try. Lily, isn't that fair? That I'm asking for respect? And since you're feeding for my body, I'm going to take advantage of that, okay? You take advantage of guys all day, and I take advantage of you one time? That's fair. That's completely fucking fair. So where am I getting at? I'm getting at you have to learn how to change. A girl can't get away with the same strategy every single time. A girl literally can't get away with really doing nothing, just sitting there acting cool. Literally, the guy's putting in all the work and they're pretending not to get in her pants. You can't do that all the time because one time that girl's gonna hang around the wrong guys that aren't gonna tolerate that bullshit and they're all gonna gang up on her. They're gonna beat the fuck out of her and they're gonna use her body for whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't fucking matter. Every pretty girl goes through that phase. Literally. They're gonna go through a stone phase. Every woman has a fucking stone phase where they can hide behind their fucking mascara, literally, where they can hide behind their beauty, and literally, it doesn't fucking matter because nobody's gonna call it out because they all actually have to give them pussy. What happens when somebody actually demands it? What happens if somebody say, hey, what gives? You sent me a nude, but you're not gonna give me some pussy? Literally, what happens if a guy actually enforces it? What happens if a guy actually demands it? That girl is fucked. You can't play that childish game forever. It's better if she actually learns how to date correctly instead of really just being pretty and expecting men to pull all the work. You have to learn how to change. Change is necessary for us to survive. To survive. To the fullest extent. I want you to understand, this is for nerds and this is for girls who want Lily things to go back to the same way. It's like, Lily, just dress for us. Don't get girls there Lexley. Like, don't be funny and sexual at the same time. That's game. I'm sorry. If you're not going to stop Lily pickup artists from doing it, wish they do the same shit, then don't stop me from doing it. Lily fucking this and that. You don't understand, Lily. That is the whole point of fucking dating. That is the whole thing. If you gotta ask for sex from a girl, at least fucking be funny. At least be fucking intellectual. If you're not gonna ask for sex for a girl, at least ask for her for the comfort. Lily, do you know that, Lily, sometimes I don't even fucking plan to have sex with girls? Sometimes I just, Lily, just want a text buddy because I'm bored. I'm a grown man, Lily, and all my friends are full of shit. And every time they invite me to parties, I, Lily, am the best fucking player. Then, they invite me to one party. They see how I act. Now they don't want to invite me anymore. Sometimes I just chill with girls and just text them like I text a guy. And then guess what? I end up fucking her because, Lily, fucking, there's no pressure about it. So don't come at me like this, like I'm a fucking, a stupid intellectual, like I manipulate female nature. Literally, I was bored and shit like that, and we both happen to be attracted to each other, and we both ended up fucking. It happens every fucking time. I don't have to ask for this shit. This is a message to a lot of people. So this is also why people are fucking retarded. You have to understand, change is necessary for us to survive. Change is necessary for us to really breathe. Lily, you have to understand, you don't have to change your habits, but you have to change the way you operate as a person. Like, Lily, when you have tools that you didn't have back then, you can't drop those tools and pretend that you're still a little kid. Like me, I have a whole lot to fall back on. If somebody wants to make me mad and wants to destroy my future and tries to get me to act accordingly into their way, I can't do that because I have to recognize what God has given me. I have to recognize everything I have to fall back on. I can't just literally act on emotion anymore because then I'll lose everything I worked hard for. Do you understand that? So I got another inspiration by watching Ben 10 Alien Force. Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. So a lot of guys that I talk to don't like Naruto Shippuden. I'm like, you guys are fucking smoky. It's like, how you explain all that filler? Okay, cut all that filler out. It is the best fucking shonen anime ever. You can choose to watch that filler. I know why they have that filler, and I'm not justifying the filler, but I'm justifying the first 150 episodes of Shippuden are way better than Part 1 Naruto. Point blank, period. Okay? I don't have to fucking watch the rest. All I have to do is watch 150. I don't care if it dragged on. It already made the statement. Lily, it already did its job, so I don't care. You have to understand, Lily, the life lessons behind Shippuden are way fucking stronger, Lily. Naruto, Lily, lived through the bullshit that he was talking about, Lily. When Jiraiya fucking left, Lily, Naruto was gloomy, and he wasn't pulling that whole shit like, believe it anymore. No, it didn't matter if he had to train. He had to soak up with somebody he was emotionally attached to. Sasuke had to grow up like that. You don't have to, Lily, you don't put two and two together like that, huh? You don't put two and two together like, Lily. Sasuke grew up with people that he got emotionally attached to people because people don't care about people nowadays. People are disposable. Oh, I don't care if he dies. I don't care if that guy dies. Let's make good use out of him while he's still here and shit like that. I know humans are that selfish. I know humans are that greedy and this and that. And I know humans are so fucking oblivious. You can't use Naruto Uzumaki speeches. Like, I can't literally say believe it if I have no fucking friends. Literally, I can't convince fucking Justin to be a good person by saying fucking believe it. You can't. You really can't. But you know what you can do? You can put in all the work and give them the best reason to. And then once they realize that they were wrong, then they gotta come back. No anime shit. No nothing. Plain as though. You have to understand that, Lily. That believe it shit is not subjective. That shit doesn't work in real life. That's literally meant to give you hope. That's why it's just a cartoon. Lily, did Goku say believe it? Or did he train hard? Lily, on end. Did he figure out a way to win? No, he didn't say believe it. He put his mind to the fucking test. He didn't sell himself a fantasy. I'm sorry. So I feel the same way. Like, Naruto Shippuden will always be better because it's heavily written. And Lily, Peter tried to correct me. I had a friend who literally said that Part 1 Naruto was better. He's like, why? They're actually hitting each other. The soundtrack is better and this and that. That is why you're a little kid. Everything has to be upbeat in order to catch your attention. You can't analyze the situation. Shippuden forces you to analyze the situation. Sasori versus Sakura, you don't think that's analyzing the situation on top of analyzing the situation on top of analyzing the situation? Oh my god. Lily, one little cut of the needle and Sakura could have got killed. Lily, you understand that technical, all the battles in Shippuden are more technical. When you grow up, you can't just swing randomly anymore. I had the same speech with my older brother. I'm like, I don't like Storm anymore. They're so fucking technical. Every time, like, we come down to 2 health bars, Lily, they wait for me to run into them, and then they do the ultimate special and shit. Lily, I was living in a time when I was first playing the game, and we would be able to do everything. We would use all the mechanics in the game. Lily, we would grab, we would do specials, we would dance around each other. We didn't just stay still in order to wait each other to hit each other. So I'm like, you can't get a boxing career thinking like that. You're growing up. You have to do stuff that's actually going to be beneficial, not stuff that's just fun. Lily, when you really master being technical, it gets more fun along the way. You have to understand that. And you have no fucking idea why Shippuden is so fucking more technical. It's way more complex. It's way more political because we're forced to grow up. Stop saying Naruto Uzumaki believe it and start saying, Lily, how can I be Hokage if I can't even say my friend? He's being rational, and that's why they didn't like Shippuden, because they didn't like the fact that they changed the whole thing, Lily. So you don't like when Naruto be's rational, but you love when he says believe it. You need to stop that. I love Shippuden because of that, because I lived through that philosophy. You have to put in the work. I do not like Part 1's Naruto speeches at all. Lily, did you know that, Lily, I tried that shit with my cousin? We were watching a Zabuza fight, Lily, fucking Uncle Jay's son, Lily, I was pretending to be fucking Naruto trying to attack my cousin. My cousin has a 6-pack and shit. He is literally diagnosed retarded, and he is owing me with a fight. Him being diagnosed retarded did not stop him from getting a 6-pack. Do you know why? Uncle Jay was strong back in the day, and my cousin isn't a bitch. My cousin knows how to box. Just because you literally diagnosed retarded doesn't mean you can't still live life. Oh, he's mentally retarded, but he can't play video games. And literally, it's freaking, you guys choose. You guys choose to stay in cringe. You guys choose to stay stupid. You guys choose to never improve yourself. Do you understand that? My cousin Lily doesn't really have a handicap like that. Whenever he studied for a spelling test, he aced it every single time, but he saw no point to it. He's hella fucking smart. On paper means nothing because you can live life. You understand, Lily. I'm getting owned by my fucking cousin. I'm saying, he's like, bruh, there ain't no challenge for me. I keep on coming back up. I'm like, I'm determined. And he puts me back down like, bruh, stop. There ain't no challenge for me. And then eventually I gave up. I continued watching the show because it was entertaining. But that shit was funny. And so I keep on trying to tell my brother, Lily, I don't like how to play the game now, Lily. They're being yellow gay. Lily, they're just waiting for me to attack now. It used to be fun. We used to have a various amount of moves. Like, Lily, there was a lot of twists and turns. Lily, Everything was so we got to see everything being played out in the game, and so he's all like, hold up, Barris. So you're saying that Lily freaking that you just want to stay at the same level forever? Because when you actually do learn how to fight, fights are like that. Fights are just like that. My older brother told me that. He's like, it's a more technical battle. He told me right out of nowhere that literally he's like, okay, well, in a real fight, how they square up in boxing, like how they're waiting for somebody else to slip. That's what they're doing. It was like, you understand, yeah, you're not overwhelmed, but you're growing up. You have to analyze the situation. You can't stay in your own little world. You can't literally just be playing Japanese music where everybody's playing rap. Like, I went over to Robert's house, literally, freaking fiending the smoke, knowing to have a drug. I had to accept the fact that I had a shitty habit. I was smoking weed, and I was a pothead in high school when I was literally a little kid. I was a little kid. I was an anime fan. I was hanging around gangsters when I shouldn't have because I had a weed addiction, okay? And literally, I was listening to fucking fairy tale openings where Robert was playing fucking E40 on a speaker. Are you always gonna be like that? Are you always gonna sing yourself out? Literally, I'm just gonna use fucking this and that, literally, fucking, I'm gonna use Robert Fareed right now, not knowing that Robert likes me as a person, not literally, not doing anything else for him, literally, and why I do offer to hang out with him is something in my comfort zone, like, hey, Robert, you wanna play video games? Because, literally, I'm so afraid to get out of my comfort zone, literally, just now, I'm making a hood nigga play anime games, because, literally, how selfish I am. That's a very selfish mentality. You can't force people to do that all the time, literally, you can't. Especially now with the reputation that anime has. Literally, I can get girls to play games with me now because anime has a better reputation. But why? Why, literally? Why do you have to persuade people like that? I waited for it to be the regular in order to ask her that question. You don't literally go out there knowing that it's not going to be a benefit. I swear. So the same thing can be said about Ben 10 Alien Force. If you ask me, I love the Alien Force way better than freaking Part 1 Ben. It's like, what? What? Are you kidding me? The theme song of the Part 1 is better. Literally freaking the hand-to-hand combat. And that is why you're a little ass kid. You're into the theme song more than you are the actual fucking show. Ben 10 Alien Force is way more mature, has just as much action, is literally just as epic, and you guys literally blame the fact that it's not as fun because you don't understand that. I'm like, how do people literally, the very first time, like, people were criticizing Ben 10 Alien Force before it got on the air. So when I started watching the very first time, I felt the same way I felt about Naruto Shippuden. I'm like, dude, his monsters are way fucking bigger. The hand-to-hand combat is better. Fucking Kevin looks so badass. Literally, I'm looking at all this shit, and nerds are all like, Alien Force is horrible. What happened to that kick-ass theme song? What happened to freaking Lil Grin? What happened to Lily freaking Grandpa being in the picture? What happened to Lily been switching up a lot more? Fucking... You don't understand that is why you guys are a little ass kid. Ben 10 Alien Force is 10 times better than the original, and it's just, you just don't want to absorb the concept that he's growing up. You don't want to accept the fact that things are changing. Just like how I feel about Naruto Shippuden, Ben 10 Alien Force is way better than Part 1. You can't let a theme song define the entire fucking show. That's why my brother fucking roasted me. My brother used to roast me saying that I like the anime openings better than the actual fucking anime. And that shit is 100% true. You have to learn that. Now, I understand, like, I had made a statement that drip is self-explanatory. Drip is self-explanatory, but it can be a catch-22. You have to understand that. Like, drip is a beautiful thing, but you have to learn how to be beautiful. Like, if you're a shitty person and you have on a really good outfit, it's not going to work because you actually have to build up a personality. You have to understand that. You can't just try something on and literally think you're OP and shit. You can't. You can't, literally. What you have to do is, you have to have something to back that up. I'm sorry, but literally, that's how life works, literally. Drip is very self-explanatory. Drip brings you in, but it's your personality that brings you home. Being pretty, being handsome, all that shit, having, like, literally, a good first impression brings it in, but your actual personalities bring it home. First impressions aren't shit. They're, like, in real life, like, literally, like, people say it's more, or first impressions are very, like, great, but until you actually get to know somebody, it's not. No, that's a lie, too. I'm gonna tell you, that's both a lie. I'm gonna tell you, there's a specific time. There's a difference between getting to know somebody and wasting your time. Lily, you have to know that. There's a difference between Lily bitching and complaining and spitting real shit. All the nursing rounds can be flipped against you in real life. That's why I don't pay attention to them. Stop believing the girl's actually gonna do it later when she says later and actually accept it as a no and move on to another one. And once you move on to another one, that later turns into an automatic yes because you didn't fall for the trap of manipulation. That's if you get another one. With that same mindset, you're most likely not. Because you know why? You have to earn the skill to get her in the first place. Stop accepting pity to make you feel better. Start actually getting standards. Start actually training hard. Start actually working hard. Start actually understanding the situation. You can't bulldoze your way through life. You have to be rational about the situation. Naruto can't just rely on the Kurama his entire life. He has to make rational decisions. You think because of your position in society that Lily, we're supposed to feel sorry for you, this and that. We're not going to feel sorry for a thought of ever. You know, like Lily, the boy who cried wolf, there's a thing on the streets we call the girl who cried rape. Our girl only has multiple times. She does have Lily a big ass pass, but if she keeps on complaining, if she keeps on doing this and that, when she's the one who specifically leads them on, they gotta put two and two together. Like, nah, you keep on leading them on, you keep on giving them hope. We're not gonna help you if you keep on calling irresponsibly. Do you understand that? But if you see flaky behavior and you decide to act on it, then you really are a little kid. You really have little dirty. Do you know why? Because you feel entitled. When she obviously established that she's teasing you, when she obviously establishes that she's really out of control, and you still want to get with her just because of the acts instead of really focusing on something else. And Lily, I tell you, when girls really put me in that position, I was scared to get at them. And that's what put me in check, because I actually realized the situation. Not like, oh, I'm so fucking hot, they're so fucking ignorant, this and that. I realized that some girls were unstable, and that is the reason why you can't really put them on a pedestal all the time. This heavily ties into why I connected to, because you don't want to see the bigger picture. That fucking Ben 10 Alien Force was the fucking shit. Naruto Shippuden will always be better than Part 1 Naruto. Filler aside, Lily, you don't understand that was the whole fucking point. Did you know that Kishimoto didn't want to work in that shit? That shit dragged on because of literally the fan base. You have to understand, like, I'm going to make another video why nerds can't be nerds forever called Proof That Kishimoto is Real. That's going to be a future video about how he referenced multiple rappers in Naruto, how he referenced literally urban culture, how he picks specific stereotypes from specific characters. These aren't little kid ass shit. Kishimoto is on that thug shit. I'm letting you know. Don't act like Kishimoto didn't make the village hid in the leaves for no reason. Do not act like that. Literally. Did not act like he didn't have inspiration from a rapper to make Killer Bees. Stop acting like that. You have to grow up. And if you really want to do your homework, he wanted to drop Naruto in order to make a mafia anime. You have to understand that. You know where a nerd's definition of growing up is? A nerd will literally blame Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is childish. It's nothing but repetitive still frames over and over and over again. It's no plot. Goku's a shitty main character. He's just a fucking idiot. This like that. Literally he has no fucking brain. All he does is eat and kick ass and shit like that. He has no strategy. He has literally this and that. He's literally the worst protagonist. Naruto is way better than Luffy. Is way more tactical. All that is a big hunk of bullshit. Goku has endured more pain than any shonen protagonist. Goku has made the greatest comebacks of any shonen protagonist. Goku has literally come from nothing to something. He had to work hard for that power. His story is incredibly complex. He just doesn't act like that. You don't understand that literally. Goku is a character that shapes his universe. He's not a character that's supposed to really develop until it develop. He develops on his own, and then the world adapts to it because he's the only one advancing. He's the only one pushing past his fucking limits. Well, that and Vegeta too, but you have to understand, like, literally, he's the only one pushing past his limits. And so what does the world do? The world reacts to it. They step their game up just like Goku is stepping their game up. And you don't understand that about Dragon Ball Z. You don't understand that because you guys don't have life goals. It's easier to talk shit about Goku saying that he's a monkey until you actually work hard for something. Literally, when I listen to my iPod, when a rapper says, like, Goku, I can train with you, you have to understand, that is real shit. That is really, really real shit. When you actually training, when you get results from your fucking shit, and when you still get like dogged, even though you work hard, you feel Goku. You feel all throughout Goku. And you think that Goku is childish. That's a nerd's definition. I'm like, dude, you wouldn't think Goku was childish if he actually worked out. Well, Dragon Ball Z isn't political. This shit started in the fucking woods. He grew up in the fucking woods. What more do you fucking want? Change is necessary. It also goes back to that girl. That girl does not understand that. You know that same girl literally sucked me up one day and she expected me to be submissive. She hacked my other girl's account. She did this and that. And she thinks that automatically that sucking me up is literally going to make me submissive. I'm like, no, I'm going to get sucked up by another girl. Literally, you don't understand. One girl tried to suck me up and bring out a knife. I know the difference between sex and respect. I'm trying to let you know. But she literally, she's mad because her strategies aren't working no more. You know what's happening now? She's trying to bribe guys the same way. You know what guys are saying? It's like, are you actually going to give me the pussy, or are you going to put me in the life or death situation and never give me the pussy? And Lily, she's like, wait, that's not you. That's not you speaking. You got that from that evil guy. He's like, no, I got that from watching your pattern, watching you not live up to your word, actually growing up, actually recognizing that what you say is shit. That's why I don't believe in Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it. Change is very necessary. We have to change how we operate. A girl can't get away with the same thing forever. That's like I can't get away with freshman year forever. I can't have holes in my storyline. I can't have all this shit leaking out. Like I can't pretend to skateboard while I'm not. I can't pretend to just like be like a top class fighter when I can fall for a fake. I can't do that forever. You have to understand that. You can't keep getting away with a record deal. You can't get away with a music career forever without knowing how to freestyle. You have to learn literally how to grow up, and you have to literally put it in different context. You have to understand. Like, literally, say if you're a rapper and you try to get out of bookworm, she's gonna call you a scrub. She's really, really, really gonna call you somebody stupid and shit like that. You have to understand, like, you have to grow up. You have to understand that, literally, freaking, once you get past TV and everybody's on that real shit and you still come at them like it's TV, fuck out of here, man. Change is necessary. You have to grow up. Stop believing what you see on TV and start growing outside. Sorry. It's really, really, really true. Do not really believe in this and believe in that. Like, you have to change. Like, literally, you don't have to change per se. And I'm going to give you a hint. We never change. As humans, we are designed to stay the same. Literally, you think that we're supposed to evolve, that we're supposed to do this and that, when really it's how you grow up. How you grow up is going to shape your future. I'm sorry, it's not a cruel world. It's actually great. That's why I still like anime as much as I do back when I was in 7th grade. Even though I'm a completely different person, literally, because once I learned, literally, at least I learned how to cap. So my kids won't turn out retarded. At least I learned how to make a joke. At least I learned how to do this and that, because that's a part of being civil. That's a part of being a likable person. Even though I learned all those traits, I realized that they were full of shit, because now I can live without Justin, because the majority of the people don't need to make those type of jokes, don't need to be in 8th grade credit for 7, and really are nice people who respect you for who you are. But you still have to learn universal traits. You can't just literally be a plain Jane your entire life. You have to spice something up. You can't be boring your entire life, but you can be nice, and being nice and being fun is heavily intertwined, and you understand that. But the thing I'm trying to tell you is, Lily, I'm like, dude, I feel the same way I felt when I was in junior high. Literally, nothing changed. It's like I learned how to make all those jokes, and I learned how to do all that for nothing. But no, it was very necessary, because if I didn't learn that, then I would be in the same position. You have to understand that. Like, literally, even though I have it easy now, even though it feels like I can live without what I've learned, literally, it was important to know what I've learned, because then I wouldn't be able to dodge bullets, then I wouldn't be able to socialize, and I wouldn't be able to fight, because now I actually made a name for myself. Now I actually proven to myself and everybody that I can be somebody. And so, literally, now, literally, on the inside, I'm like, dude, now they're far away and stuff like that. You know why they're far away? You know why they're keeping their distance? You know why I feel like I'm in 7th grade and I'm in my own little world? It's because I grew up. And literally, it's something I mastered. So I can go back to, like, literally being cool and this and that. So, like, literally, freaking, you have to understand that. But it's because I gained that skill. I gained that title. I gained everything. I worked hard in order to have that skill. So I mastered all that shit by second nature. And so you understand, even though it feels like it's nothing now, it was very important. You have to understand that. You see how I'm the same person, how I still like to have a good time, how I'm still corny as fuck, how I'm still weird as shit, but it doesn't matter, because literally I've learned how to literally have a social life. It's not like I'm fucking 23 or something like that and I still watch Why You Little Pony. I don't have a girlfriend for shit, and I'm pretending that My Little Pony is feeling my social life. No, it's the exact opposite. I know people are full of shit because I mastered socializing, but now it's them backing out. But guess what? Now I know I won't have stale children. Now I know that literally I'm gonna have a universal concept. Now I know how to network with everybody, so it's not even worth it anymore. So I can be just as happy as I was when I was a little kid, but I earned the right to be an adult, and you have to earn that right. Everybody has to earn that right. You have to be aware of your situation. You have to do this and that. Then you can have fun. But if you're lacking in life and you know that you're full of shit and you're trying to get away with crying and complaining, that's not gonna work, buddy. And literally, Naruto Uzumaki is not gonna work. You staying in the same spot, literally, is gonna cripple yourself. I'm gonna let you know that. Like, front facing. Do some push-ups instead of stroke your dick. So when you do stroke your dick, it's gonna be twice as good because your blood is flowing. I'm not being nasty. I'm being actually for real. This isn't a disgusting, like, situation. This isn't a disgusting topic. But if you want to make it disgusting, okay, go ahead. I'm actually trying to help you. Alright, go ahead. Oh, it's disgusting because I mentioned masturbating. Okay, alright, go ahead. It's not like I didn't tell you to work out first. Alright, go ahead.